Hello and welcome, world of the interwebs. I'm the one, the only Militello. I'm joined almost as always by the good old Doofit of the Schmertzes and Paige of the Utonians. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Oh, not so bad. You know, Florida Man. I've got a man headline that you won't believe.
Is it about what you got ate by something?
Dogs. 35-year-old
Yeah.
got attacked and eaten and killed by stray dogs.
Yeah, they had that on the Joe Rogan podcast there.
As soon as they said, didn't that happen in Florida? I was like, why am I even assuming it could have happened in any other state? Because they started talking about how like some guy got eaten by a pack of like feral dogs, and I was like, oh, that sounds like Thailand. And then they're like, yeah, but it was like here in the States. And I was like, where would that have happened? And then I was like, Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, like he had who was his guest? It was Tom Green. And this guy just fucking driving around with his little puppers there, and like he's got some fucking put away from back in the day there.
Yeah. Isn't he the same guy that did the Red Green show, or is that somebody else?
No, it's somebody else.
I thought I'd heard a hero talk today, but I guess not.
No. That's the guy from Freddy Got Fingered. I shit you not, that's a movie. If you guys get a chance, watch Freddy Got Fingered. You will reanalyze your entire existence. You will wonder what the hell was wrong with humanity back in the day.
Agreed.
Hey, dude, can you pull up the Rotten Tomatoes score on there? I swear it's a movie. I'm not making this up.
It's going to be reviewed by like 15, 14-year-olds.
Yeah, 2001. IMDb is a 4.6. Rotten Tomatoes is a 10%.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Why does this guy look familiar?
It's Tom Green. He was in a whole bunch of shit in the early 2000s there. He was in Road Trip. He's the guy who feeds the snake, feeds the rats to the snake while he's gone.
Looks like the generic white guy in any, early 2000s movie.
Yeah. He's from Canada.
Yeah, from Paddle, Whatchamajigger. Or Small Paddle or something, Canada. That's such a dumb fucking name for Small Paddle. If your town's named Small Paddle, that's dumb. But I also feel like I'd like to be there.
Pembroke? I don't know. I'm not from Canada.
I'm not from Canada. You're close enough. Oh shit. So guys, I gotta admit, I caved yesterday.
Okay.
My new Xbox is on its way.
Oh.
Well.
I'm just kidding. I ain't buying that shit. We sticking to PC. Dude, you converted us. Good job.
Have you been playing a whole lot of COD, Doof? Because every once in a while I get on and I'm hoping that you're there, but then I never see you.
Which one?
Cold Wars.
Cold War? No, I haven't touched it. I booted up the first day it came out. I think I played 1 or 2 matches and this is okay. I thought it was going to be a lot better. It's okay. It's not great. When I ended up buying it, when I pre-ordered, I was really into that kick on Modern Warfare. I don't even think I touched Modern Warfare in a month or 2.
Oh yeah. Once you guys stop playing Modern Warfare, I stopped playing.
Well, you're studying for exams right now, aren't you?
I just took them.
Oh shit!
I got 2 of my grades back. Just waiting on the last one.
What were your grades?
Did you pass?
I got a 97 in one of my classes and a 91.4 in the other.
Holy shit! Damn, dude.
Really throw out that point for the rest of us. You almost got 92.
They were easy classes. The one I'm waiting for is the harder class.
Well, hopefully you failed that. Then you don't have to get married. Because then you have to do college again.
Yeah. Just one class.
Oh, all right. Hear me out. So if Doof fails his last class, we move to Nashville, or just outside Nashville. We get this big-ass house. I don't know what university is near Nashville, but I know they've got one there. It doesn't really matter. We start some crazy fraternity, and we just party all the time.
That's the entire plan. Okay.
I can't. I'm too old. I can't do that anymore.
What, party?
Yeah, I don't party anymore, man.
Mike, it's a bunch of young college kids. They're gonna keep you awake, one, because they're gonna be loaded with cocaine and probably like Adderall or something.
Not
or
my
mostly
fucking house.
Adderall.
They're not.
It's a fraternity house. We don't have any liability. It's the fraternity's problem.
No, it's gonna be my house, and no, I'm too old. I'm in my settling down years. Okay, I quit drinking. Emily's got me on this diet. I don't smoke anymore, and
Oh my
doing
god,
intermittent fasting now. And
dude! I need you to drive down to Mike's house and then take him out into the backyard, and just like the end of Old Yeller, put him out of his fucking
From out of
misery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
this
my
is
goodness.
only day 2 of the diet so far. I mean, it's
Oh,
not
I thought
too
it'd been
bad.
going on for a while, and I was like, now I know why he always wants to call and talk. He's putting off eating them
No,
diet meals.
no, they're not too bad. I mean, it's just it's okay. But she made me a spinach wrap yesterday, but she put some like ranchero sauce in it, and I hate spicy food, and she fucking
Shit.
loaded that thing in there.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Dude, I've got a whole shelf of spicy hot sauces.
I can't do hot sauce. Oh, but I went to the doctor on Friday. I
Uh-huh.
got my pills. No
Uh-huh.
more heartburn anymore.
Your GERD clearing up.
Yeah, dude, it's gone now. It's fucking gone.
Nice.
It's so amazing. Oh. But no, then they had to stick me with some needles. I had to get one. I had to get some booster shot. It starts with a T.
Testosterone.
No, you see this beard? Do you see this fucking beard?
I see it.
I see the
But you
beard
just-
just on top of the head.
No, like I've looked into this. Research shows that balding men with facial hair show higher levels of testosterone.
Yeah, but the smile where you bare your teeth a lot, it also shows that men produce a lot lower testosterone. They do that because apes and chimpanzees show their teeth as a sign of submission.
I don't smile.
The
that
whole like
much.
that kind of thing. Yeah, they've linked that men that do that statistically produce lower testosterone.
Well, then I'm evened out. Then
You heard it here first. Right? If you smile a lot, you got a tiny dick.
What? No, not smile. It's that like big O-face soy boy excited smile where you can see their teeth and everything. But admittedly, Mike does have a lot bigger beard than those guys do. I think Mike having to smile that way is just because his mustache is always so big.
yeah, like
like,
Duke
when he, like,
had
let-
this discussion before about the mustache like coming down past the lip. Like I'm kind of used to it. It can go a little bit past, but once it starts to touch my bottom lip, it's like,
Yeah, it's
I
gotta go.
can't do it anymore. But I have to do a big smile so people can say, "Hey, Doc, we got Doc in the house. Paige just
What
had
do
a
you-
heart attack."
Just like I'm saying hi to Mike.
I thought I saw a devil walk in the fucking room. Jesus Christ, you're so pale. I thought it was a ghost or something.
I
Well, come back and say hi to everyone.
did. I waved.
Well, come on, we're doing a podcast. Why not have
We're
her
on the
on?
podcast. Let's go. Come on,
I'm
sit down.
playing zombies
Wait, well, then why'd you come in here?
because I wanted to say hi to Mike.
So you have time to come in here and you scheduled out to say hi, but you don't have time to just take a little break from your streaming and whatnot to come and sit down and have a chat with the boys? Where are you going? I want
Wow.
an answer. Wait, no. Hold on, Doc.
Walk
No,
away.
Doc.
My stream is still going.
Well,
Dylan,
that's
let
when
him
you
know.
hit the end stream button.
What did he say?
Nothing. Something about end stream.
Hit the end stream button.
Fuck, no, I can't. It doesn't matter anymore. I can't remember what's going on. I got too many voices in my head. Later.
One day,
Like a-
I'm telling you, we'll get her on here. No, like she hasn't streamed in like days, and all of a sudden, when we gotta do the podcast, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm streaming again."
Oh, she started work again, and then today's her day off, so she started streaming early because it's
I'm just saying, I used to stream on my work days. Only
I remember.
on my work.
I remember we used to stream on work days, and my work took a fucking beating.
Well, as soon as I get internet again, it's about to take a beating again.
We'll see what
No, I'm
happens.
I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at this whole recording videos by myself. Like there's still lots of dead air, but like now, even when I'm sitting here playing games by myself, I'm talking to myself, and it's really weird. I sat down to record a video yesterday, but we had No, it was Sunday. But we had band practice on Saturday night, and one of the covers we're doing, I have to do a bunch of screaming in, and I had no voice, so it's like I sounded like a guy who'd been smoking for like 40 years.
Yeah, I don't talk a whole lot anymore, so my voice is always crisp and clear until I have to talk to like anyone outside this house, and all of a sudden it's like I can't speak because I forget how to.
No, well, for a bit there, I wasn't recording any videos there after, and so like my voice wasn't used to me talking all the time anymore. And then so it'd be like even after like we do record a podcast, like my throat would be crazy sore after just talking for an hour.
Yeah.
Doof, how big was your audio file last week?
Larger than normal. Let's go with that. Let's see. I think I still have
we almost had the Doof and Militello podcast today because nobody could get a hold of Paige. And Doof got scared real quick there. He basically said, I can't. No, not even basically. He literally said, I can't do that.
Yeah. I don't talk that long. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, my God. The only reason she came in here is because she let the dogs out and heard me talking.
Oh, no. Fucking. So I was down here playing drums like right before I set everything up. And then Odie obviously went upstairs. He usually just goes in bed and goes to sleep. This guy, because we got a bunch of like coloring books and whatnot, he tore all of them up. There's a bunch of shredded papers and coloring books and shit, all spread out throughout the fucking bedroom. No.
Rocky and Harley, they try and steal each other's. Oh, what was Ode did?
I talked relatively twice as much last podcast as normal, so.
I like how we calculated it off of the audio file.
Well, actually, Doof's talking a lot more on this podcast than he has in any other.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, normally, well, you guys hover around somewhere between 20 to 24 megs. And 2 podcasts ago, I think mine was 7.
And why are you saying that like it's a big number? He said, I almost talked a third of it, but like the amount of time you guys talked, I did about a third of that, so you're welcome.
The last one was 14, so.
Oh,
there you go.
No, with all the Vin Diesel rants, I'm surprised I didn't beat Paige last week. Like, I was pretty fucking.
Then again, Paige takes it every podcast.
I know, I got a big mouth, Mike.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Paige. Gosh.
He was 28.
I will leave right now and get another beer and then come back if that's what you need to fill that air.
Oh, I think this week I need to finally buy Emily's Christmas present.
Ooh.
And
yeah. It's getting that time.
Yeah, I'm really bad at Christmas shopping, but I'm just gonna send it all to my dad's house because she gets home before I do because she does school on the weekdays. And like I keep
telling Katie if she wants anything that she wants at all, just send it to me. Like you're gonna know what you're gonna get, but you're gonna get what you want. So.
Yeah, I don't think women like that, but okay.
Yeah, true.
It's fine with her. I mean,
I already know what I'm gonna get her. I just need to actually sit down with my phone and my wallet at the same time
and do that math, that budget.
No, I have the money already set aside. So, but the thing is, it's like I think of the ideas when I have my wallet, but what's that? And then I'll be like browsing through like shopping things or whatever on my phone, and then I don't know where the fuck my wallet's at.
So you're like, I'll do it later, and then you forget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My family's pretty easy. As long as you get them anything that's like that royal blue color, pretty much works out because they all go to the BYU games.
Ooh.
What?
Yucky.
You don't even know the teams down this way.
BYU. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. You guys have Utah Jazz. I forgot.
Well, we don't need to talk about them. I mean, like real teams that matter.
Okay. What other professional teams do you guys have?
We don't.
Hey,
just got the Jazz.
We have the Jazz, but then I think we have a couple of AA teams because we have what are they called now? The Bees. It's a baseball team. It's a farm team for the Angels, I think. And then we have a stadium football team. the Blaze or something like that.
Is that arena football?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they still. I haven't seen an ad for them in a hot minute. Oh, and then we've got
Yeah,
the
Utah
Grizzlies.
Blitz. Okay.
And then we got the Grizzlies, which is a hockey team, which
Oh.
their games are actually kind of fun to go to. But they're, I think they're like Letterkenny level.
No,
athlete.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hockey is about the only sport I can go and like. I understand a little bit more about hockey now that we actually played it a little bit. But it's about the only sport that before I knew anything about it, I could go and actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
Not knowing a
Hockey's
goddamn thing about
crazy
it.
fun. As long as you bring like a sweater or something when you go, it's fucking crazy fun to go to. I've only been to one professional game, but it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I've been to a couple Grizzly games, and they're always phenomenal. And then the pond by my parents' house, that used to freeze over in the winter. It still does, but when I was younger, it'd freeze over real thick. And all the hockey kids would go out there and they just set up like little, what would you call it, pond hockey matches with just random people. Like there'd be people like jogging on the trail. They'd be like, "Hey, you want to come play hockey?" Like, I don't have skates. But, like, we got an extra pair. Like, I'm not putting on whoever skates those are. Because they just go, like, the kids that didn't have enough money for it, a lot of them will go to, like, the DI or, like, the Salvation Army and pick up, like, cheap-ass skates and then get them all fixed up. And then go out there and play pond hockey.
I used to be able to ice skate as long as I had like icy skates. As long as I had ice hockey skates where it has that brace behind your ankle. But every time you go to a place where you have to like rent skates, they have those figure skating ones where it's just fabric there. It's just busting my ankle left and right.
I had a friend that used to play hockey in high school, and one of my college friends. And he went skating one time with his girlfriend, but they didn't have any hockey skates, so he got some figure skates. And he forgot that the front of the figure skates had that little stop thing.
Oh, the brake.
Yeah, so he's trying to whip around and everything, and he hits that spike, and he just fucking goes right down. So there's like in a bunch of like, I don't know, prepubescent kids, and they're all laughing at him and shit.
Well, I dated a girl in high school that played on the hockey team for the school, and she wanted to take me ice skating because I'd been before, but I wasn't very good. She's like, I'll teach you how to skate on the hockey skates because the rink by our school, you could like actually rent hockey skates. But she didn't explain that like the skates are a little bit like inverted; they're not like perfectly up and down. So I'm like trying to like stand on them, but my feet are all on an angle. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I can't stand up. I don't know what's going on." So we're there skating for like an hour, and she finally like, "Are you trying to stand up straight?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "But like you're trying to make your foot flat?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "And the blade flat?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "The blade's not supposed to be flat like that. It's like angled a little bit." I'm like, "Why the fuck am I just learning this now?" She's like, "You didn't look at them before." I was like, "I looked at them and put them on. I didn't look underneath them to like check the blade. I don't know what I'm looking for."
Really quick, guys, I need to shout out some of our merch we've got going. Guys, we got an awesome combination for the holidays on my Stream Element store. You can get a ugly Christmas sweater and matching mug that says "To be fair."
To be fair.
Now up on the store. To be fair.
To be fair. Doof, you gotta do the
Doof.
thing.
No.
Yeah, fucking say it, doof.
Isn't that also like
Okay.
copyright shit?
Probably not.
3 words should be fine.
Yeah. If I need copyright,
Just do it.
Like
that was 30
notes?
seconds.
No, like 4 or 5 notes. If you steal that or rip that off on a song or something, it's not considered.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Fuck.
I can't remember what
That's
it's.
5.
It's same reason that what is it? What's the fuck's the song? The Vanilla Ice song and the other one.
Bum, 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 ba-da-da.
Yeah,
Under Pressure
yeah.
by Queen and David Bowie.
Pushing down on me. Pushing down on me.
Pushing down on me, pushing down on you. You legit have a computer right in front of you that could pull up lyrics. You also have a phone.
Well, why am I gonna look it
The
up?
song's been out for how long? I think it came out in the 80s.
Well, that's
Okay,
why
let's see
nobody
if I'm right.
remembers the words.
Doof, look this up. Under Pressure by Queen, David Bowie. I want to say 1983.
See, I don't want to steal Doof's job.
83 or 87?
It's 2 very specific numbers. Like, do you mean 83 to 87 or like
Guess again.
86?
Want to guess again?
89. No, it's not 89. 82.
Getting real close.
Oh, it's 81.
81.
83 is pretty close for pulling it out of my ass, though.
Yeah, and my lyrics were almost as good as the real lyrics for just pulling them out of my ass.
Okay, that's different. They don't announce the year the song came out every time. I've never heard anybody announce it.
Announced the year the song came out?
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to like old rock station radio?
They do it occasionally.
They do it all the time.
Like the station will be like, all
Hits from the 60s, 70s, and on, or some shit like that.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
they don't give you a specific year
Originally
every
released
time.
as a single in October of 81. It was later included in Queen's 82 album. So didn't you say 82
okay.
first? I thought you said 82.
I said 83.
No.
I said 83 first.
Just trying to help you out here. You're not helping
No,
yourself.
that's all
out.
good. I'm pretty. I mean, considering that's 11 years before I was born, I'm pretty happy with that guess.
That was pretty good. All right, Mike. Here's a question that I don't know if you'll be able to answer. What band was the first band to include all their songs onto a single album to sell instead of selling the specific top hits of the songs?
Like that never had a single release.
Yeah, like they never released a single song.
Can I get the year the band came out?
The year the band came out? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know how
When
to.
did
What time frame was the band big?
I don't know, like sometime between the 60s and the 80s.
It's not the Rolling Stones.
Negative.
The Beatles had singles.
They're considered the band that like invented the album, or like the modern day album, like how we buy like records or albums now.
U2?
No.
I have no idea. The Yardbirds?
Nope.
I have no idea. The Wailers?
Similar to AC/DC.
It's not Metallica.
No, not Metallica.
Similar to AC/DC.
Mm-hmm.
Like Australian?
Just like that genre of music.
So an 80s hair band? Well, not quite, I guess. So a classic rock band.
Yeah.
There's so many of those. That's nothing to go off of.
It's a pretty big one. So
Guns N' Roses?
no, fuck those guys.
I don't think. Did those guys have a single? Oh yeah, they had that one for the soundtrack.
What I'm
I
saying
have
is
no idea. I can't think.
Led Zeppelin.
Really?
Yeah, they were one of the first
They're
bands.
nothing. I mean, they're rock, but God, they were big in the 70s.
I was pretty
Okay.
close between the 60s and the 80s. It was right in the middle there.
They were not big in the 80s. The
said-
band broke up by then.
I guess between the 60s and the
They-
80s, and they were right there in the 70s.
You have to have all your facts if you're gonna ask me questions and give me hints.
No, I don't.
Dude, look up what year John Bonham died. Because that's the year the band broke up.
Wait, who? Don Autumn?
John Bonham.
No.
That was their drummer. He's only considered one of the best drummers of all time. He's ranked number 1 on a lot of lists. So.
1980.
See? And they were in the midst of recording then, I want to say. No, they were touring then. So either way, they weren't big in the 80s. 70s, bud. Thanks.
Okay,
Better luck next time. Do I get to ask you a question?
why the fuck am I in trouble? I didn't do anything wrong. I asked you a question, then you yelled at me because I didn't tell you all the hints to get the answer right.
What is the 3-piece band who's had all 3 original members throughout the entire time of the band for over 50 years?
Green Day.
I said over 50 years.
I don't fucking know. 3-piece band. 3-piece band. What bands do I
I
know?
think I
that-
know this, but I don't want to say it. Oh,
I'll give you a
fuck.
hint. Me and Doof.
Really? Because I just looked them up and I said they had previous band members.
not Motorhead. No, what's their name? Fuck.
So I don't
ZZ
think they're the
Top.
same. Yeah.
There you go.
Because I was thinking the same thing. I looked them up and it said members are whoever they are, and it said they have past members.
No. So what happened was
What happened
so-
was
no. So Dusty Hill met Frank Beard, and then like they were jamming and whatnot. They had to find a guitar. Now Billy Gibbons was already in a band at the time, and they were trying to figure out a name, and they went with the name ZZ Top. Now, so then afterwards, they never put out an album under that name, ZZ Top. So they were just playing shows, trying to get everything, not even playing shows. They were trying to get everything all together there. And then, people get married or quit the band and stuff. And then by that time, Billy Gibbons came into the picture with them, with Dusty Hill and Frank Beard. And then they went as a 3-piece for ZZ Top. They've been going for over 50 years now. Which, I mean, a lot of marriages don't even last 50 years. No. I think I said this in a podcast before, but like Gillette has
Offered those guys like millions of dollars to shave their beard.
told the fuck right off.
Yeah. Well, like they did this one tour, like where they wanted to bring the aspect of, I guess, Texas to like the rest of the United States. So like it was like a shitty ass like zoo they brought with them. So there'd be like turkey vultures and a bunch of other random wildlife animals. I guess the drummer Frank Beard had this one turkey vulture that'd be sitting like almost right behind his shoulder, just peering down at him for their entire set every night on that tour. Same bird. Fucking buffalo and shit out on the stage. And
Dude, if you ever make it big in music and you don't let me ride across the stage on a buffalo, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
yeah, I guess that was a big tour that broke him through and whatnot. So
I mean,
I'd love to jam with those guys. They seem like some of the nicest guys in the world. Just a bunch of small town boys just playing some blues rock. Nothing wrong with that. You guys like the song?
Yeah,
it looks good. Yeah, you can kind of see everything. I'm gonna get some lights set up to shine on all the stuff. I don't know what the fuck what's that?
Amps, and then wall.
Oh yeah, that's my amp. Yeah. I for some reason, because I have an amp there, and then I got the keyboard there too.
Oh, I couldn't see the keyboard behind you.
Yeah, it's just sitting on top of an amp. I don't have an actual keyboard stand yet.
For the viewers at home, Mike's describing his man cave to us, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty solid.
You guys can't see the whole gaming setup because it's all like the way that I'm facing, and then like over there out of shot of the camera. But
I can see whatever cord that I'm assuming goes to your laptop hanging from an outlet that's somehow like 5 feet off the ground. Yeah, I've never seen an outlet that high up that wasn't like in a shop space. It's such a weird place for it.
Yeah,
the outlet's probably taller than I am. Fuck, dude. It's almost looking at it where I'm sitting right now. It looks like it's almost as high as the door frame.
It's like right there on me, like where my hairline used to be. Yeah.
Yeah, so that thing's about the top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's all the other ones, I mean, they're not quite that high. They're probably like level with my chest. It's really weird. Like none of the outlets in this room are like down towards the ground or anything.
I feel like there was like some big shop that someone built like in the basement there, and they're like, I should probably turn this into a real room now that I'm done constructing the rest of this house.
Yeah, this is the only room. Flooding. What?
So that really weird about flooding.
Yeah, that's true. Well, actually, this is the only, other than the laundry room, this is the only one with outlets high like that. All the other ones, like even in the basement, like in the 2 bedrooms we got down here, like those are still low ones too. Oh, I did a manly project this weekend or Monday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
What was your manly project?
A doorknob.
Oh my god!
Good job.
I'm proud of you, Mike.
Now before you guys just make fun of me.
Wait,
this
hold
has
on.
been in there so long.
So it's not It's not the doorknob to the room that you currently are staying in, and if it shuts and you don't have a screwdriver, you can't get out.
No, that's what. Yeah, that's the door to this room here.
So you didn't really change the doorknob; you just put a new one on.
No, I had to take that out because the assembly didn't come out. Everything was like used together.
Gotcha.
So I had to break it piece by piece and then get some pliers and then just try to yank shit out. And it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Yep. That's my life. I told you, dude, I'm settling down. I have a nice lady. I have a decent job that I don't like.
American dream.
Basically, yeah, I was missing the white picket fence.
I was gonna say
And
that,
internet.
but,
And internet.
you don't need internet, Mike.
No, I feel like I'm in a third world country. I miss YouTube videos.
Yeah, you've been missing out on a lot of what Kevin's been doing.
I have no idea. I get notifications, but I get them at work, and then I'm not just going through YouTube when I get home like I used to. So, especially now, I just play Assassin's Creed now as soon as I get home.
That's pretty addicting. It's a little
I
bit
say
hard
hi
to
to
break
Emily and then just come down here. I don't even see her. I just say hi and shoot straight down to the man cave.
As soon as I'm done with this, I'm probably going to go have a glass of milk with some cookies because I went grocery shopping yesterday. But then I'll probably hop on Assassin's
I
Creed.
want a cookie so bad. Like, I'm obviously going to cheat this diet on Thanksgiving. Like, it's
Mike,
Thanksgiving.
you're probably going to cheat this diet every day.
No, but she don't let me.
You don't have the power to like say I got to go out and grab something for whatever dumb project and then like just get a burger at like
I'm
Burger
scared of
King or
what'll
Carl.
happen. She knows I don't leave the house.
Tell her that you got projects going on.
It's the
So you
coincide. As soon as you start dieting, you start leaving the house more. It's like, what's up here?
I'm exercising, I swear. Why aren't you sweaty? Man, I'm just that in shape.
Like you're not in shape. That's why we're doing the diet. Like I am in that perfect symbiosis with life.
Well, the doctor basically straight up called me fat.
Basically, straight up called you fat. Did he just come out and say you're fat, or did he say like, "Hey, you're overweight" or something like that?
She said I'm morbidly obese according to the chart.
Okay, well, that's
So
a little bit.
And this is a little old lady. I thought she was gonna be sweet and nice. She wasn't. She was mean.
Oh, those are the.
What do you mean she was mean?
Like she's saying I'm gonna die and this, and then she stuck me with some fucking needles. And
It literally sounds like she did her job, and you're upset about it.
I hate doctors. Like I just wanted to call. Like I just wanted to go in, set up my appointment, just to like get my pills again, so I not having heartburn like crazy in my sleep. And then nope, it was a full blown fucking exam.
Did she like grab everything?
No.
For the viewers at home, I made a hand gesture that looked like I was squeezing someone's testicles.
Yes, but you gotta remember, my big meaty clackers. You need both hands, possibly a wheelbarrow.
So I had surgery my senior year of high school.
On your
my hip.
balls?
Well,
Oh.
on my hip. So, close enough. But
Mm.
But there's a lot of hip that's not next to the testicles.
it's on the
This is
outside.
true.
So story's relevant though. So
It's like when I'm walking and they're swaying, they're close, you know.
when I woke up though, I apparently had a catheter in, and I knew that going in. And apparently, when I was going under, I said like, make sure the doctor takes it out before I wake up.
Yeah.
So I didn't wake up with a catheter because I didn't want to deal with that, thank God. But it was really hard to go pee after because I couldn't stand up at all because I had my hip was just open and they dislocated and everything.
Uh-huh.
And I told the nurse, and everyone's like both my parents and like a doctor and a nurse were in the room at the time. I said, "Hey, I gotta go pee. I'm gonna try to go pee," thinking that everyone will leave the room or whatnot and just leave me with a bottle. And the nurse goes, "Okay." She grabs the bottle, reaches right inside my gown, grabs right a hold of it, sticks it in the bottle. Everyone's still in the room. Both my parents right by my bedside. I'm like. Like I didn't know what to do. I'm like, and my mom finally like, I think he meant like, everyone leave the room.
And I'll take care of this myself.
Yeah, no, lifts up my robe, reaches right down, grabs a hold of it, sticks it like she's holding it firmly, sticking it in the bottle. Like, she's a nurse. She deals with that stuff all the time. It probably wasn't weird for her, but
Imagine if she's just some random lady that broke into the hospital.
well, she was like
Drugs.
this 50-year-old Asian woman.
It blows my mind, like, when people get old, they just lose all ability to, like, reason on what is socially acceptable. They just kind of go for it. It's like, what the fuck is...
I'm getting old. I ain't
she was
getting any
she was a
younger.
nurse, so she's probably, used to sponge bathing people and all kinds of stuff. Just that she's used to that, but I just wasn't expecting it whatsoever.
No, when we were out in Japan, I got hurt somehow, and my testicles hurt. I don't know what happened. I just woke up one day and my balls hurt.
You said, I got hurt somehow, and then my balls started to hurt.
Is this like you can't say it because it was,
No, I just woke up one day and my
Okay.
balls hurt.
No,
And
he
so-
really... Because he
got-
came and told me that it would, like, hurt a lot, and I was like, I don't know what to tell you, man. No, I think
So
it was like a day or two afterwards you told me. And I was like, why are you telling me this? You're like, 'cause you can help. I'm like, I'm not going to massage your balls.
He's not a true friend. But anyways, so I went to medical, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to send you out in town because we don't have the equipment here to take care of it." Okay. So they had me stay in my camis there, and they had this very nice lady, civilian worker, probably some sergeant's wife or some shit, ride with me out there because she was translated. So I'm sitting there in the waiting room, yada yada yada. They found me back there. They have this little shitty ass makeshift, like it looks like my mobile green screen thing I have set up to cover, right? So there's 3 female nurses there, all pretty young. And then this old, decrepit Asian man doctor there. What's he do? He moves the screen, puts jelly on my balls, and then proceeds to do the screen thing they do to pregnant ladies. Testicles. With the 3 nurses there, with my translator there, who I just met like probably 20 minutes ago. Nurses, I don't even know their names because they don't speak English. None of them speak English. And the door is still open to the waiting room there where they can see in, and I can see people there.
Oh, I thought I had it bad.
Yeah. And well, this old guy, none of it sounds good.
It all sounds like disappointment.
It was such a weird fucking day. Such a weird fucking day. Dude.
Good story though, in some foreign country with an Asian man massaging your balls with jelly.
Yeah.
Almost
Well,
a
we had
fetish.
Well, we had that one flight doctor, and I came back. So, like, you remember when I did get a physical because I was being screened for MSG?
MSG,
And-
yeah.
And so I had to go get, like, a physical done. And the joke, like, leading up to it was I was going to get my balls touched for science, and everyone thought it was hilarious. And then I came back, and, like, the officer was like, I think Chandler got molested. I'm not 100% sure because I told my experience. But it was so weird. So, like, I walked in, and they assigned this corpsman to, like, take my vitals for a minute, and then he's like, all right, you can go ahead and wait. And, like, he was super cool, and he's like, hey, do you want to get this done soon, or, like, you trying to kill some time? I was like, I'm definitely trying to kill some time today. And he's like, all right. And so he threw in a dip, and he's like, don't tell anyone I'm dipping. And he's like, and so he pulled, like, one of the little, like, cups that they have in the rooms, the water cups, and he was spitting into that. He's like, I'm going to pretend like the machine's not working, so if anyone comes in, be like, oh, he's having a hard time getting the suction cup thing to happen on your arm. I was like, okay. So we just sat down and bullshitted for like 20 minutes, and he's like, all right, you're good, man. And then, set me back up to the waiting room. But then one of the doctors called me in, and she had a real thick, like, kind of Ukrainian or Russian accent. I don't know where from. So that was uncomfortable. And so she was going in, and she's like, I'm going to call in one of the corpsmen to make sure I'm not doing anything inappropriate. And I was like, okay. And so she called in that same dude that I was just hanging out with, just bullshitting and everything. So she starts filling me up and everything. And, like, I was looking at him because I didn't know, like, what was going on. Because it didn't feel like a regular turn and cough. Like, she got in there, like, all the way in there. I looked at him to like get some reassurance, like, hey man, this is okay. It's normal. And this dude had the whitest fucking eyes I have ever seen in my entire life. And like he looked at me like, do you need help? And I was like, I don't know. I was so bad. Oh, so bad. Like, and then at one point she was like filling everything up, and I was getting ready to ask her if I could put my pants back on because she told me to put my pants down. The corn was standing there. She did some filling up stuff, and she's like, all right, you can leave. And he's like, do you want me to like pull the curtain around the door when I leave? She's like, if you want to. I was like, okay, that's pretty wild. But he left, and then she was doing whatever, and I'm just sitting there like with all my shit hanging out. And I was like, can I pull up my pants? And she like turned around from her desk and like stopped and stared for me. She's like, maybe. And slides out with her non-gloved hand and like lifts my whole dick up, and with her gloved hand just pushes in like right at the base. And I was so fucking confused. I was just like, okay, now you can pull them up. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then like
it's terrible, dude. They just there's people there to fuck with you. They don't know what they're doing.
Dude, no. And then I'm real glad that I asked to put my pants because like she immediately told me to get on like the table, and I was like, all right. So I like sat up on the table. She's like, lay down on your back. I was like, okay. So I laid down. I was just kind of laying there. She's like, no, you got to scoot up. So I tried to like slide down the bench a little bit or down the table a little bit. And she gets up, and she wrapped my legs up and fucking pulled me forward like she was about to fuck me. I was like, what the shit? And she's like, that's better. I was like, this is so fucking crazy. Like, you don't look like you're big enough to have the strength to do that like you did. But also, like, why are you so good at doing that? Like, I feel odd that I'm not in control of the situation. She like maybe do all like
her husband that night.
Oh, probably, dude. She sounded real like her voice was real sweet, but like the words were real scary. Like it was a very feminine voice, but like the accent was very aggressive with when she said things.
Anytime we went to medical, it was like a horror show, some weird shit like that. Like, and then like we had a corpsman buddy. I won't say his name. He knows who he is if he's listening. Totally, completely disgruntled. See, he's laughing because he knows exactly who I'm talking about. And we went out, me and one of my other buddies went out drinking with him and he's telling these Asian people about how he's been like elbow deep in like master sergeant's assholes and shit, doing exams and shit. And this guy just plastered.
And he insists on telling everybody this.
So, of course, we're trying to hang out with the locals there, and none of them want shit to do with us. We're getting kicked out of places because of this guy. And
oh, man. Medical is always a disaster. Dude, I got my smallpox, and they like the guy who's doing it, I guess, rotated out like shortly afterwards, so he didn't give a fuck about anything. Mm-hmm. And so then I went back for like my next set of vaccinations. And they're like, oh, hey, it says you got marked off for your smallpox, but you never got checked up on because, you know, you're supposed to get the shot and then like 2 weeks later, you're supposed to go in. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, your smallpox. Did you? Yeah, I was like, when did you come in? We need to mark it down your calendar. I was like, what follow-up? And this fucking dude was like, are you fucking kidding me? You didn't do your follow-up? And he went on. He was mad. And I was like, I don't know why I'm in trouble if no one told me to come in. He's like, I always tell everyone to come in here. I was like, who's we? Like, there was only one dude in here when I got all my shots when I got here. He's like, what do you mean there's only one dude? I was like, there was one dude in here, and he just pulled a bunch of vials out and stuck me with a bunch of shit. And he's like, there's supposed to be like a couple people in here to like make sure it doesn't get all fucked up. But I was like, oh, well, I don't know. He was so fucking mad. And then I think it was like a new corpsman, like someone that newly got there that was like, oh shit, you fucked up. And I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. I just showed up and someone else made a mistake and now I'm getting yelled at. Which is kind of like the definition of the military in general. If someone else makes a mistake and you're going to get yelled at about it.
Well, like when I finally got to June, I had to go to medical. No, I had to get a cyst removed or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, okay, everybody here speaks English and whatnot. Shouldn't be any problems. Nope. My main provider was some retired Navy officer who was a complete drunk, smelled like booze all the time. And so the cyst was like on my inner thigh. Oh, shit. It was on my inner thigh. And so he's telling me all the stuff. He's like, now, I'm going to give you this shot. It's going to hurt.
I've already had, because I get them on my head sometimes and they have to cut them out.
And He's like, it's gonna hurt. Don't move, because if I hit the wrong thing, there's gonna be a lot of blood and not a lot of time. And I'm like, okay. So what do we do if it does happen? He's like, you're gonna put as much pressure there as you can, and I'm gonna find a lot of people. I'm like, okay. And I've gotten this before, the shot in my head, and it feels like when Nicolas Cage turns into the Ghost Rider and his whole head gets inflamed, but it feels like you can feel the flames just pouring down your bones. So of course, there's this probably 21-year-old corpsman in there holding my underwear to my balls here. I'm like, hey, yep, nice to meet you too. And so he gives me the shot and I twitch. He's like, hey, I said don't fucking move. I'm like, that's quite aggressive for a doctor. and then all of a sudden I'm like, am I bleeding out? He's like, uh-oh. I'm like, what do you mean uh-oh? He's like, I'm gonna have to give you the shot again. I'm like, son of a bitch. Because it numbed like the little taint area there instead. Like just shot down like that. So he gave me the shot again. And of course I twitched because it fucking hurts like crazy. And he's like, I said don't fucking move. I'm like, oh my God. And like the girl's just sitting here basically holding my balls, just laughing at me. I feel like such a bitch. I don't know what's going on. And then they take out this little small thing here. And yep, that was it. It was a fun time. No, the head. Oh, so when they when they went to cut the one out of my head, they let this new guy who's just learning how to do staples. They let him do it. This fucker missed it 5 fucking times. I'd hear a click and then see blood dribble down my face. Oh shit! And then they take it out and put it in this little pan. 5 fucking times. And then the doc's just like, here, just let me do it. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I can't feel anything. So he finally, so at that point, he'd only done 3. So then he did 2 more, missed those. And I'm kind of fucking, like, I can't feel it, but I'm like, come on, let's get this shit out. Like, it's a small little incision. And then, then he finally got it. It was only like 3 staples. So.
That is pretty funny, though.
Dude. Like, I have to go in. I have to get it done again because I have a couple on my head I want to get cut out. And now that I'm going to be at an actual hospital, I'm not too worried. But because he gave me the same spiel when he gave me the shot in the head. He's like, don't move because if you jump up or something, I could hit your skull and then we're going to have a lot more problems. And I'm like, life-ending problems? And he basically said, could be.
I'm real shitty at this, so probably.
Fucking. And he was one of those old guys where, like, he could never keep his hand quite still. And it didn't seem good from the start.
Fun fact, Mike wasn't actually at any medical facility. He just showed up to one of those storage containers or storage units that people live out of. And they said, yeah, this is definitely a hospital. He's like, cheaper than a regular one.
And I'm addicted to heroin now.
Okay.
You'll give me how much for my kidneys?
I've been looking into that. They don't let you sell. Apparently, you can't sell your organs if you're still alive and like get the cash right now. Like I have 2 kidneys. Like I can give 1. But I did have a plan. That brings me actually to my next plan.
Oh, okay. What's your next plan?
Page, once you're both 35, once you hit 35, Militello for president, Page for vice president.
Vice president doesn't have to be 35.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does. We Googled this earlier. Right. Yeah, they both do.
I think he does because the president has to be 35.
Yeah, but the vice president
because you have to be able to fill that spot if I die or something, and you have to be 35 to fill it.
Right. I don't know what the difference between 35 and what a difference of 32 would be.
That's 3 years.
Yeah, Apparently, I'm still a fucking child until I turn 35. Thanks, government.
So I'll be 38. Oh God.
You know, I'm gonna.
It's the same requirements for VP as president.
Do I have to be married?
No.
No, there were some
Okay.
bachelor presidents.
I don't know.
It's just usually those guys, you know, they've already settled down and done all that stuff, and so they got it all figured out by then, you know.
Yeah. Mike, if we ran for president, I think we could make some pretty good steps towards making this world.
I
a
think
little
we
bit
could
better.
make some pretty good ad campaigns.
Oh, dude, we fuck up those ad campaigns.
Like, yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. Like every day is gonna be Yeah,
Every
it's
day's
like
gonna
that
be
one
what?
joke there. Mardi Gras. Public duty is going to be allowed for everybody, but you have to go sit in line at the DMV and get inspected by a professional inspector handpicked by the governor of that state so that you can deem correct for that.
Attractive enough to be nude.
Basically, yes.
Are we talking full nude or only top half or bottom half? I'm suggesting
Full
that we
nude.
only. No.
Full
I'm
nude.
suggesting that we only do a bottom half nude policy,
No.
so that way it's fair for boys and girls. Yeah.
No. Full nude.
Okay.
Full nude. Free the nips.
Fucking
Free the
disgusting animal.
genitals.
You degenerate.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so it's gonna take place at the DMV, and they're not gonna have a private report. Right when you walk up to get your license, there, you tell them what for, and you just disrobe right there.
It's actually going to be in the middle of the lobby, so that way everyone has to see. Because if you're not confident doing it, you shouldn't be in there asking.
Yeah, well, by then COVID will be like Super Saiyan there, and you got to be 24 feet away.
Ah, fuck it. Who cares? If COVID takes
Actually,
me, it takes me.
The cure's at like what 90% success rate, like that? The one they're working on right now.
95 at a double dose.
Yeah.
90.
But-
There you go.
Is that the same one where they're having like an 80% like heavy sickness rate or something like that, or like they're having severe issues with?
I haven't really
Yeah.
looked at it since reports first came out about a week ago.
Mm.
I know. I mean, that's still pretty damn close. I mean, I think medical workers and all that get access to it first, so I'll probably be one of the first ones to get it. So
I think I saw the plan in the. This was a few weeks ago I read this, but they said most medical workers, first responders, and most of the elderly, they're going to try to roll that out first.
I mean, I think so. The plan is because obviously they can't make it 100% legal like other vaccinations, how you have non-vaxxers. But I think the plan is they figure so many people will go get the vaccination that there will be so many few people that it spreads through, whether it kills them or it just like stops afterwards, that eventually the virus will end up just dying out.
We'll reach herd immunity, so it won't be able to transmit as easily.
Exactly. I think that's the plan. But I
Yeah.
know like for my work, they require it for I'm mad at you. Go lay down. Kennel.
I saw him pop up just a little bit, like, "Oh, we playing?" No, the real
No.
question is, why were they one pushing out this vaccine so quick, and two, how many microchips do you think are in there tracking your every move?
They're already tracking us.
I know they're already tracking us, but they want to track the insides of us.
They probably already are. Like, I wouldn't be fucking surprised.
No, I only caught the tail end of that, but if you're afraid people are tracking you, they've been tracking you for 10 years now. Like,
No,
there's-
I'm well aware that they're following everything you're doing. I'm just saying that I don't like the fact that a lot of places are saying that they won't allow service until you get the vaccine and whatnot and things like that. And the other thing that bothers me a lot too is that Bill Gates is real invested in making sure that he puts out a cure, that he's been working on one, that he wants one out there. Like, you build computers, dude. Fuck off. Like, why are you making a vaccine?
Well, like, I know for my work, it's mandatory for you to get a flu shot. Like, they take care of it and all that stuff for you. But, like, even that I think is kind of sketchy because they even let us know, like, hey, you're gonna get put on, like, penalty shit where you can't come to work, you don't get paid or anything like that, and then if you don't get it within that month, then they fire you. So I don't know if for something like that they're going to try doing that with COVID also. I mean, I have no problem getting the shot. I mean, I've already had it once.
I just don't like that it's been
bad flu.
Yeah. No, I just don't like that they've been pushing it out so quick. It just seems rather
Well, because that's everybody's main focus now. You think about it, all these other things, people are focusing on this and that, and it's all spread out. Now they got everybody working on specifically just this right now.
No, I know what you're saying. It's just that, like, a lot of times when they do stuff like this, like, they have to have certain incubation periods and whatnot for testing and things. And that's what's.
Yeah, I think they're just accelerating it all. Dude, how many deaths so far in the United States from COVID, supposedly, according to their numbers?
Like 230,000. But I wouldn't trust that. There was an article that I read not too long ago. I think it was a guy, I can't remember, in Iowa or Massachusetts.
You said 160?
260.
260.
But yeah,
So just
there's one guy that fell off a ladder and they marked his death as like blunt force trauma to the head, and then later that when they're doing the autopsy, they found out he tested positive for coronavirus. So they marked his death from blunt force trauma to death from coronavirus with complications.
That's why.
Yeah, complications of blunt force trauma to the head. Like, okay, let's settle down here, boys and girls.
It jammed the COVID more into their head.
Exactly. That part of your brain that COVID can't touch, his head got smacked so hard it got pushed in there, and then he died instantly.
Exactly, did it.
I don't know, man.
No, well, it's like, I mean, obviously people for a long time haven't trusted the government, but it seems like it's been it's even worse now with, you got the election.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to recount those. Hold up really quick. I hate to go political and whatnot, but I just need this explained to me. And Paige, you understand politics way better than me. And when you describe this, don't make it boring. Don't give me a huge lecture, just a quick answer.
Okay.
So, to my understanding, there's the Electoral College, correct? Where we have multiple representatives for each state, correct?
Yeah.
So, and those are the votes that truly decide the win. But now, whichever way the citizens vote is supposed to be the way that representative votes, correct?
It depends on your state. So, like, some states...
that's the way it's supposed to be, though, right? That's the original reason why it was kind of set up, correct?
It was set up that way, so that way, like, major metropolitan areas like New York New York City or Los Angeles couldn't vote to take rights away from someone living in, like, Michigan or Wyoming.
Okay.
So it's a republic because we have representatives. That's what makes us a republic.
It's even it all
Across the United States, then, correct?
Yeah. Well, so like one of the issues with direct democracy is whatever place has the most population has the most power over other people. But the issue is there's issues that come up in cities that don't come up in rural areas, and issues that come up in rural areas that don't come up in cities. And it's kind of a way to balance it out. So, like, a lot of times cities will, like, petition or vote to take surface water away from rural areas where there's a lot of farmland to supplement the amount of water the city needs. But the issue with that is the farming stops because all the water is being taken away, which then the farming stops, people starve, kind of a deal. California is going through this issue right now.
What's the point in us even voting then, if at least for the presidential election every 4 years there? What's the point in us even voting then if it's truly the Electoral College that decides then?
So initially, what would happen is you would cast your ballot for a presidential candidate, and you would have an elector based off of your area. A lot of times it was done by counties or several counties together, but then gerrymandering became a thing.
Yep.
But what it was you would elect your local leaders, and then they would actually elect. So there's Congress and Senate, and so you would elect your congressman, which was like a common person who went to the federal government to speak on your behalf.
Yeah.
And then you would have your state legislatures, which are usually structured very similar to the federal system. and your state legislatures would actually elect your senators. So your state legislatures would vote on who should be the senator for the state. And then those individuals would go to the Senate, and they were considered like better men. And so the way it was supposed to work initially is someone got voted based off of this area of land. And so however their constituents voted, they were supposed to represent that up in Congress. But the issue, or like the reason why we have the representatives is there's so many bills being passed or like new laws being implemented or amendments being added to things that the average person doesn't have time to go through every law and every, amendment and everything. That's why we would elect representatives that had similar values that they had.
Quick, bud. I said, make it quick, bud.
I know it's like you can explain it quick, but if you do, it doesn't make as much sense or it seems really stupid. But the reason why is you would have a representative that was elected by the people that they represented, and then that person was supposed to act. They technically act independently, but you vote for them to be elected because they have values similar to what you would want.
So, like, let's say I'm not choosing sides. I don't care what political party anybody is. So let's say we got a whole bunch of Democrats in this area that in the election they vote Democrat. Now that person in the Electoral College could vote Republican then still, even though his area is showing main votes for Democrat then.
It depends. There's laws against what they call faithless electors, which is somebody who, like, say there's a majority of their constituents who vote for the Democrat, and then they vote for the Republican in the electoral college. That's called a faithless elector. But there's some leeway with like how they can get around that. But for the most part, states have laws against their congressmen doing that.
Okay, so it's been regulated then, at least.
Basically, whoever wins popular vote in the state wins the electoral votes.
Yeah, so a lot of states have laws where it basically states that. Trying to think what they're called, but whoever wins the popular vote.
State by state, though. That's not federal, though. Correct?
No, that's state by state. Some states have rules where like you only have to represent the majority of your constituents. So like whatever like little plot that you represent of people.
Yeah,
if they
in Nebraska do that. I think they call it congressional districts.
Yeah, so
That's
like
why
whatever.
That seems like a good way to go about it, then.
Right.
There's been a lot of talk about that too, because there's been some parts of states where like if you get a 50-50 and one person has 1,000 more votes, then there's been talk about saying, well, hey, if they have 16 electoral votes, give one person 9 and give one person 7 or something like that.
Yeah, and most of the states that require you to vote with the popular vote, so say we're in California and our whole part of the state votes red because we're in Northern California, but because California always goes blue, they have laws making all of their electors, their federal electors, vote for the candidate that's blue. And I'm just using red and blue. It doesn't mean whatever side.
Yeah.
So California has laws where regardless of what your constituents vote, whatever the state popular vote is, they have to vote for that candidate, right? And that causes an issue because if you ever actually look at the landmass of the United States with the Electoral College, a majority of the districts are red, and that causes an issue for a lot of places. So like California, they have a lot of Electoral College votes. It's like, 37 or 57 or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, 50.
So I guess the last question I have then. So let's say there's like this specific like this amount here or whatever of like a big city. Let's say like New York City, right?
Yeah.
So is it this one plot that they have selected? Is it just one person for that and then one person has this? So one state has different plots, or is it just one area that might have like in this one single plot they have multiple people?
I'm not quite sure what you mean. Are you asking about how they do districting or?
No, so still on the areas that the Electoral College covers, right? So let's say Michigan has 5 different areas, right? Selected areas there.
Okay, so like five districts?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, 5 districts there. So let's say there's 5 districts, right? And then, so say there's one electoral, whatever they're called, set up in each one of these districts, right? Now, since Detroit is obviously going to have way more people than the Boondocks that I have, is that district going to have like 3 in there, whereas mine would just have 1 then?
No.
Or
so
they just set up smaller districts in there instead, each with their own individual?
So if you look at most districts, the way they're set up in Michigan, I know, is most districts have about the same populace. So I think our district, the one that we both actually live in the same district, Mike, is District
Oh.
1, I think, which is like basically like the top half of Michigan and the UP is all one district. And then the further you go down, it's like Detroit has 2 districts because that's the same populace.
But it's a
as-
smaller
but it's a
area.
smaller area, but it's just
Okay.
about the same amount of people.
So is it still just one person of the
Yeah, so
electoral
every
college for that?
every district in any state will only have one electoral college. So
Okay.
you'll have
Yep.
your Senate districts, and there's 2 per state, and then you'll have your congressional districts, which it depends on the size of the state. They'll have more or less. The issue with districting, though, is they'll change. So they're supposed to have the same populace, about roughly. What they do is
Yeah.
they do something called gerrymandering, where they change the shape of it. So
You have to.
like,
People move state to state, district to
Yeah,
district.
if you look it up, it's really cool the way they work gerrymandering. So you can make like
I
a
doubt it's cool. There's nothing cool about
no,
politics.
well, it's cool because they can turn in a square that's like 60% red and 40% blue,
Mhm.
and with all the squares touching each other inside that, so there's like a rectangle, and there's like 40 squares inside that, and
So
half
Doof
is
just likes the colors then.
the way they draw it out. They can make it so every district wins red, even when red is 40% to the 60% of the squares in that rectangle. That's kind of what gerrymandering is.
So gerrymandering originally was, yes, to change the shape and the size of the districts when populations moved or like grew or shrank. But now it's essentially just a thing to do to ensure that your political rivals never win office again.
Well, I was at least happy enough to find out that like these guys don't get paid like all year round. They basically just get paid like per diem for going where they have to go.
It's not
So-
correct.
What?
No, they get paid a lot of money from a lot of places about a lot of dumb shit.
Oh, like NASCAR.
Even dumber than that.
Welcome
No,
to the
I meant
government.
like, huh?
Welcome to the government.
Ah,
Yeah.
man. Well,
Frivolous
once
spending.
Paige and I get elected, we're gonna set up a new government.
And anytime someone fucks up, I gotta throw a full beer can at their head.
There we go.
I don't know who this AOC bitch is. Well, I do know who she is, but I don't know what she's talking about. I actually do know what she's talking about. It's fucking stupid. I don't like her, but she's got
So-
commie titties, and I want to throw something at her. What?
I think this is a good spot to end the podcast.
On commie titties?
Paige, go and sign us out, bud.
Okay. So, you can follow us on Twitch once we start streaming again, or right now if you want. It's twitch.live/Militello. That's MILL. Wait. Twitch.
You fucked up.
Twitch.com. Search Militello.
Twitch.com's not
MILLTELLO.
a thing. Twitch.com's not a thing, bud.
I said Twitch.live the first time.
Well, that's not right either.
What do you mean that's not right?
I
Doof,
mean,
what
it's
is it?
incorrect.
What's the dot Twitch?
TV, Twitch.tv.
Oh my
Twitch.com
fucking
actually
Christ.
redirects to Twitch.tv.
So there you fucking go, buddy boy.
You're still
Whatever.
wrong.
If you make it to a camp, or not to a campaign screen, God fucking politics. If you make it to a purple web page, I don't give a fuck what it looks like. Just type in Militello, MILLITELLO. I got the I and the E switched up for a second. Right? Follow him on Twitter. It's Militello2, because there's obviously another Militello that's being a real cunt bag trying to steal all of our clout.
It's actually my old one from when I first tried making Twitter.
You didn't think to try and recover that? You just made a new one?
Yeah.
Fair enough. You know what? I'd probably do the same thing. Look for us on the YouTubes. Militello. It helps if you search Militello Gaming, and we come up a little bit quicker than normal if you do that. We got the Instagram. That's militello.tv. Join our Discord. It's ttv dot. No, sorry, I keep wanting to say dot. It's just ttv space Militello. Again, that's MILLITELLO. Why was I not looking at the before to spell your name? I'm fucking dumb. Let's see. We got Instagram, we got Twitter, we got Twitch, we got YouTube. Facebook is Militello 2. I thought Duke put up the peace sign there, so I'm hoping it's 2, but he might be fucking with me. What are social medias?
How about the
Join the website. Ooh, our website, Militello.live. It's definitely up and definitely working and definitely not a gay porn site.
If you guys want to go to the website there, that's gonna have links to everything there as well. We unfortunately had some problems there in the first month of it, but Doof has fixed that, or at least we'll have it fixed by the time the podcast goes out. Doof, really quick, what's the phone number people can leave a voicemail?
231
Paige, stop.
647. No, hold on. Let me get.
I
gotta remember.
Stop. You fucked it all up last time.
No,
I was
okay.
listening. It was so difficult to figure it out.
231-753-6047.
I got all those numbers right, just not in the right order.
You guys can call that number any of the weekdays there or weekend, any day there, and leave us a voicemail. We'll have us play on the Go podcast towards the end here. Or you can call Tuesdays from 8 to 8:30 there, and if we pick up, you guys will actually get to be on the podcast. What could be more fun? Also, don't forget to check out the merch store, which is mainly the gaming channel stuff, but
And some more podcast-oriented stuff on there as well.
whenever I get a chance. We'll have link to that either in the YouTube, in the YouTube description, as well as in the description there for wherever you're listening to the podcast as well. I think that's about it. That it, boys?
Sounds good.
Okay,
I don't know what I'm
Paige got
supposed to do.
distracted. As always, you guys been sexy. I've been Militello. He's been Doof. He's been Paige. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.